Rhode Island's COVID state of emergency extended once again. The move by the governor yesterday means the state's disaster declaration will run through at least the middle of April.
I want to check in with Kayla Fish. She's live with the latest developments and also more on why some local officials are really keeping a close eye on cases overseas.
Well, Governor Dan has now extended the COVID-19 state of emergency through April 13th, and legislative leaders tell 12 News that they believe it will be extended even after that date. The reason, so that the state can continue to receive federal benefits to deal with the pandemic and its impact. The extension of the emergency order comes as Rhode Island and much of the country have seen the lowest levels of COVID in months, causing many pandemic restrictions to be lifted. But local health officials are tracking a troubling development overseas as China experiences another COVID surge, forcing millions into lockdown. The spike, driven by what's been referred to as stealth Omicron, or BA2. It's a more transmissible subvariant. And here in the U.S., recent wastewater data from the CDC shows we could already be seeing the start of an uptick.
There's no reason to expect that we would not see some sort of a similar effect here in the United States. And the best way to reduce one's risk of getting this BA2 variant, at times unknowingly spreading it to a loved one or a colleague or a neighbor, is to be up to date.
Now, up to date means getting vaccinated and getting a booster shot of the COVID vaccine. In fact, where we're live here on Manton Avenue in Providence, there's going to be a state-run vaccination clinic later this morning beginning at 10 a.m. But state data shows only about 40% of Rhode Islanders who are eligible have gotten a booster dose. Lagging vaccination rates are part of the reason that Providence school leaders have actually opted to keep the universal mask mandate in place since the statewide mandate has been lifted. But we're learning that that could be changing soon. We'll have more details on that coming up in the next half hour. For now, live in Providence, I'm Kayla Fish, 12 News.
In local coverage, most Rhode Island students have a choice whether to mask up in schools now that the statewide mandate has been lifted, except in Providence, where school leaders have opted now to keep universal masking in place for the last couple of weeks. But that could soon be changing. Kayla Fish joining us live with a local COVID update this morning. Kayla.
Hey, good morning, Patrick. Well, we're live on Manton Avenue in Providence this morning, where from 10 o'clock until noon, the state will be hosting a vaccination clinic, allowing people of all ages to get their vaccine or their booster shot if they're eligible. Now, state data shows that only about 40% of eligible Rhode Islanders have gotten their booster shot, which is lagging compared to the national average. In places like here in Providence and Central Falls, vaccine rates for students have also been lagging. That was one of the reasons Providence school leaders decided to keep the school mask mandate in place. But during last night's Providence School Board meeting, Superintendent Dr. Javier Montañez hinted that their school mask policy could be changing soon. He says the district's vaccination rates have been rising, and they're seeing the lowest COVID case numbers since the start of the school year.
Over the next few weeks, I'll be engaging with students, families, staff, medical experts, and other stakeholders to determine our path forward with masks.
Now, despite most COVID restrictions in Rhode Island being lifted, the governor actually just extended the COVID-19 state of emergency through the middle of April, and legislative leaders tell us they believe it will be extended after that date as well, so that the state can continue to receive federal benefits. You can find the latest COVID updates, data, interactive charts, and much more right now on our website, WPRI.com. We're live in Providence this morning. I'm Kayla Fish, 12 News.